welcome. I am Leona Kisho. I'll be your host for today. So welcome to Kenya on the Move, a news analysis and interpretation program that seeks to inform the audience on trending issues in politics, entertainment industry, technological arena, and in the business sector. The program will focus on Kenyan stories that will have an impact on the lives of Kenyans. So welcome back to the show. In this segment, we talk politics. We'll cover the ODM nominations in Kibera constituency that will see the incumbent Honorable Ken Okoth go against Raila's former aide, Eliud Owalo, and the underdog in the race, Judah Odur. So let's cross over to our politics reporter, Ian Kinywa, for more.
Kibera is coined from the Nubian word Kibra, meaning forest or jungle, as history dates back to the colonial period when it originated as a settlement for Nubian soldiers returning from service with the King's African Rifles as a reward for their efforts in 1904.
It reports that Kibera's population stands at 170,070 people, contrary to previous estimates of 1 or 2 million people. Most of Kibera residents live in extreme poverty, earning less than $1 a day. There are few schools and most people cannot afford education for their children, leaving them to idle around doing all sorts of odd jobs in an effort to sustain the basic needs of the family. Hygiene and sanity is also another key issue that affects the consistency that is caused by congestion and overpopulation that has made it difficult to deal with waste management. Kibera is heavily populated by human refuse, garbage, soot, dust, and other wastes. The lack of sanitation combined with poor nutrition among the residents accounts for many illnesses and diseases. Cases of diseases caused by poor hygiene are prevalent in the area. Such diseases include cholera, typhoid, and bilharzia, among others. A great majority living in the slum lack access to basic services, including electricity.
All of this, residents of Kibera are proud of their home and try their best to protect and take care of their community. This being an election year, Kibera has attracted major political interest from the opposition, whose leader, the retired Prime Minister Raila Odinga, now running for president, has in the past served as the Kibera MP for 25 years.
The Election and Boundary Commission records that the constituency has 97,813 registered voters. It will be interesting to see who will be chosen by the party members to contest for elections that will be held on 8th of August. The constituency is widely considered an opposition stronghold. Winning party primaries of ODM is as good as winning their general elections. This is what formed our decision to cover the party primaries. The nominations attracted several candidates contesting for the parliamentary seat, among them Raila Odinga's daughter, Rosemary Odinga, who later bowed out of the race due to sickness. Incumbent Honorable Kenneth Okoth, Raila's former advisor Eliud Owalo, and Judah Odur are among the people contesting for the MP seat. Kibera is often associated with violence during elections as aspirants mobilize their supporters to dispute elections results, causing tension and havoc in the city. Will this year be the same case? We went to the streets of Kibera to get the opinions of the residents concerning the candidates and the nomination process that has been marred by violence in other parts of the country. Let's hear what they had to say.
Kuna watu wengi sana hapa Lindi Ward. Tunataka hiyo nomination ikuje kwa mzuri, hakuna machafuko, hakuna kila kitu. Watu wako wengi, lakini fika tarehe 25 tutachagua watu moja itaingia hapo. Nao wengine wote tunataka tuwaonge kumeshindwa unga chama.
Hawajakuwa wakizingatia raia na wakaaji. Unapata wanatafuta kazi, wanaungwa mkono, wanaingia makazini, wakishaingia makazini wanafanya mambo zao, miradi zao, maendeleo zao, lakini mwisho ikifika tena wakati wa uchaguzi ndio unaona sasa wanashika urafiki, wanataka wafanye nini? Warudi kwa raia. Lakini kitu mimi sasa napongeza raia ni kwamba hali ya shida na ile kungangana na maisha imefanya wengi wao wamekuwa werevu. Sasa hawaangalii hasa ni matamshi gani ama maneno gani unakuja kuambia wasaizi wako na ile haja ya kutaka kujua kwamba wewe ni kiongozi ambaye utawajibika kwa raia ama vipi?
The people who are going to contest in these upcoming nominations are so many, especially the MCAs are quite many, meaning they will split votes, and let me predict early that the winner will come with a very small margin, but that is their democratic right to contest. It is entailed in the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. The current one, to me, has done a very tremendous work, because you know, if somebody can value education, I really respect that fellow. Especially in this slum area, in this constituency of ours, the young youths always depend on handouts. But in this world, we need not to get handouts to the young people. I would vote for the current one, regardless of ABCD. He has used the CDF in a very smart way. Remember, he was the one MP in the National Assembly, about 290, who has done a tremendous job. He has spent it nicely, he has done everything, even though the youths are crying because of that handout I've been talking about. And I hate that one. I need everyone to get everything straight, and everyone should move the same direction. Thank you guys. Above all, election is coming, and Kenyans will remain Kenyans. We preach peace, but let any political divide not to take advantage of peace we are preaching. We need things to be transparent. Where a winner shakes hands together with a loser.
We hope that the people are going to exercise their democratic duties and elect their candidates through a free and fair elections to avoid cases of people taking to the streets to demonstrate against an election of a member they did not vote for. I have been your host, Ian Kinyua, and this is Kenya on the Move.
Round hii vijana tumemtachagua mtu juu ya issues,
sio chama ama kabila.
Mimi nachagua kiongozi anayeheshimu sheria za Kenya.
Mimi nachagua ufanisi.
Mimi nachagua umoja.
Hakuna mtu atanitumia kuleta furugu kwa sababu ya kura.
Tukikubali matokeo ya kura, mshindi ni Kenya.
Mimi nachagua Kabustala.
No vote, your future.
I'm James Isaac, a student in KU, Kenyatta University. I'm taking a Bachelor of Political Science.
According to you, who is to blame for the violence witnessed in nominations and elections?
According to me, the person to be blamed is the chairman of the Electoral Boundary Commission, because when he will be producing the result of the election, he is supposed to give the correct result as scheduled by other referees who are checking the election process. And also, election process should be revealed clearly as it has come from the lower departments, from the referees' results up to the upper department of the Election Boundary Commission.
Another episode of Kenya on the Move. This is the political story, and with us today is Meshack Odede, and he'll help us to understand more about the politics in Kibera and know what the future holds for Kibera residents.
Thank you. My name is Meshack.
Odede. I run a foundation called Key Foundation, Key Empowerment Foundation Kenya. We have worked in Kibra. We have done a bit on civic awareness and other civic engagements, like issues to do with birth certificates, identity cards, and other things like that. So we have worked with Rosemary Odinga, who has been the patron of the foundation. Yes.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you join us today. And so let's get straight to the questions.
Yeah.
So recently Rosemary Odinga pulled out of the race for the parliamentary seat in Kibera due to the doctor's advice.
Yeah.
So Kenyans wanted to know more about this.
What I can say is that she was already in the race before she fell sick, and sickness is an unfortunate thing. So if the doctor has advised that she needs, largely what cuts across is the will of the people. Anytime it is seen that the will of the people is not being reflected, that anxiety makes people sometimes go violent. But we can also say that it's upon the aspirants, because they can always control their supporters, they can always talk to their supporters to be peaceful no matter what, as nominations happen. Yeah. The other thing I would say, if you're talking about measures that can be taken, is that aspirants are supposed to be given these ultimatums or guidelines, or they should be made known that party can always bar them if they get violent.
Aspirants, once selected, what is it that they can do for the people of Kibera to change their lives?
Yeah, I truly expect that if any of these aspirants is elected, the first thing is to go back and see their manifestos and the promises they made, because this is what always brings a lot of apathy when it comes to voting, because members of the public always say, politicians come and say what they want to say to be elected, and then after that they don't even stick to those, they divert to other things. So I really expect them that after being elected they will go back to their manifesto and fulfill those promises, because right now a lot of promises are being made. Yes.
Could you give us an analysis or a prediction of who you think is likely to be the member of parliament of Kibera August?
That is very tricky, but yes, you just like you have said it, my own thinking and analysis, I think the incumbent is going to come back. Right now that Rosemary is not in the picture, I believe he's going to win.
According to reports by World Bank, 1 in every 5 Kenyan youths of working age has no job. This underlines the problem that the Kenyan youths are facing. But the question is, what is the solution to unemployment in Kenya? Our reporter, Munene, will tell us more about this.
Agribusiness is the business of agricultural production, referring to the range of activities and disciplines encompassed by modern food production. It includes agrochemicals, breeding, crop production, distribution, farm machinery, processing and seed supply, as well as marketing and retail sales. Many Kenyan youths all over the country are embracing the business venture, and through their hard work and determination, they are reaping the fruits of the labor. They have been able to get advice and guidance from blogs and farming websites that update them on farming trends and secrets on how to maximize their returns. The government, through agricultural offices in counties, has also played a big role in nurturing the business by offering assistance in various ways like giving loans, free seeds, contracting farmers, providing market for them to sell their harvest, amongst other ways. Agribusiness suits the youth because of its little amount of capital needed to start the business. As long as one has productive land, you can get advice from agricultural officers on what will work well for your land depending on the climate, weather, and soil type, amongst others. Farmers have also reported to gain more than 100% profit after selling their harvest, proving that the business is worth the time and sacrifice.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, in this episode, we meet a young entrepreneur from Thika who has ventured into agribusiness such as beekeeping, poultry farming, fish farming, and aquaponics. Amongst them all, poultry farming and fish farming have indeed proved to be profitable. My name is Victor Munene, reporting for Kenya on the Move.
Okay, I believe that the youth venturing into agribusiness is quite an amazing thing because we see them diversifying from what they were led to believe that you have to have a degree for you to be successful in life. So them venturing into this new form of getting money, new business idea, that is agribusiness, I believe it's the best thing, and it will be only prudent for families and the government to help and assist this youth so that they can achieve great heights.
It's important for the youth to get into business, to be able to promote themselves and to better themselves in terms of financial matters, and also in a way of preparing the mindsets to be able to even save for future references or a rainy day.
Okay, my name is Clement Towit. I'm in KU, studying Bachelor of Commerce.
Okay, Clement, do you think agribusiness can be a solution to unemployment among the youth?
Okay, actually, agribusiness can assist in solving unemployment among the youth. This is because if someone can invest in a business part of it, he can as well get or need some of the people to assist in performing such a business, and say that he can employ some youth that can assist him.
So welcome to today's episode on agribusiness. We'll be joined by Masharia from Sky Blue Farm. So let's get straight to the interview. Yeah, so Masharia, can you introduce yourself and tell us about Sky Blue?
Okay, my name is Kelvin Masharia, and we are in Sky Blue Farmlands, which is mainly a family business, and we normally deal in livestock production, where we keep dairy cows, chicken production, mainly kienyeji, improved chicken, and also fish farming.
So what do we have here? What kind of breed are these cows?
Okay, in this sector, we have the dairy unit, where we have normally, okay, what we have done here, we have specified in the Frisian breed of cow, which is a good dairy breed in terms of milk production. Yeah.
So how many liters does these cows produce in a day?
Okay, depending, in average, we produce about 130 to 150 liters a day. But it depends with the seasons, and also it depends by, you know, some of the cows here, they're in their dry period. Like those ones, like this one there, we are not milking that one. We are waiting for about 3 months for it to give birth. So when all cows have delivered, we normally have an average of 180 to 200 liters a day.
Do you breed them or do you buy them from somewhere else?
Okay, what we have done, we bought a few the parent stock from another, a recognized farm. We bought about 4 cows. From that time, we have been improving the breeds through selective breeding. We come up with the best sires to breed our cow.
If someone wants to buy your cows, for how much would you sell? And okay, what do you look to determine the value of a cow when you want to sell?
One cow goes for a young heifer which has been given, which is about to deliver, will go from 200 to 250,000. Yeah, and that, okay, what we'll consider the status of the cow, because normally when you're selling a cow from 200 to 250, it must be a pedigree. So it's a pure breed.
There's a very big problem with unemployment in Kenya, and especially for the youths. What would you tell the youths about agribusiness?
Okay, what I can encourage the youths in farming, especially livestock keeping, because that's what we have majored on. It's a good business. People should not complain about unemployment, because as long as you got the passion, and it does not require millions of money in order to start up such a business. You only require 2 cows or 3. With a few period of time, you'll get numbers, because they multiply within a very short period of time, because a cow is supposed to give birth once in a year. So in few years to come, you will have, we started like with 4 cows and we have like 20 something. So, and there's a high demand in the milk. And also when you go to value addition, there's a lot of, you can do a lot with the milk. You can do yogurt, you can do ice cream, you can do cheese. So with this generation, I think farming, I can encourage the youth to go in farming. Yeah.
Many youths tend to view farming as a thing for people who are not learned, and they despise it. They think that because of that mentality that we have, African mentality, people think that it is a job that is associated with people who are not very learned. So what can you tell them?
Okay, in this era, we are doing modern farming, through which we are trying to cut the labor. How people had a view that farming is just going to the shamba and digging and what. We are doing modern farming, whereby through technology, the technology we have right now, we have breeds that you only need 1 cow. A cow can produce like 40 liters a day. So what I'm trying to say, in the new technology, we have new breeds, new varieties, new ways of technology. We no longer use the hand milking. Today there are some new technologies of milking, whereby we have milking machines. So with the new technology, it's not tedious as people used to view it. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that farming is also getting digitalized. There's a lot of technology coming into farming.
Yeah, more.
And youth should embrace it.
Yeah.
As we are now, milk is around 65 in the retail shops, and it's even higher in other places in the country. So why is this the case? What has led to the increase of milk in a very short time?
Okay, maybe when I go backwards a bit, the good thing about milk, it's high in demand. There's no single household, whether rich or poor, that does not use milk in daily basis. So there's a high demand of milk. So what I can say, even right now, people are complaining about the 65 shillings. People will be surprised because in some years to come, we shall not be talking of 60s or 70s. And that's the good thing about farming. That's why I'm encouraging the youths not to complain or think that there is unemployment. They should come in and try to do farming, because the demand and the growing population will always depend on the milk, the eggs, the fish, in order to feed the nation. So we require farmers. It's only that farmers we are not enough in the country to feed the whole nation. So that's why the demand is higher than the supply. That's why you see the prices.
Welcome to the technology episode. In this episode, we talk about cybercrime. So as you know, advancement in technology has made the world a better place to live in, making tedious processes simple and fast. However, it has brought with it a new kind of crime, cybercrime. Our technology reporter, Ian Odhiambo, will take us through this.
Technological development has provided vast areas of new opportunity and potential sources of efficiency for organizations of all sizes. These new technologies have also brought unprecedented threats.
Cyberspace is unregulated and is increasingly simple and inexpensive to commit cybercrime. Criminals can even buy off-the-shelf hacking software complete with support services. Kenya has in the recent past seen increased internet security threats, which range from hacking to stolen digital identities and even malicious takedown of content. The cases have mostly affected businesses, but individuals have also suffered from these incidents.
Rianu Limited, in partnership with the USIU and Paladin Networks, launched the annual Kenya National Cyber Security Study, which is in its 4th edition. According to the report, Kenyan companies have in the last year lost Kenya shillings 17.5 billion to cybercrime.
It also states that the number of cases related to mobile money has dramatically risen over the last year, with most of them involving social engineering, malware, and account personifications. E-commerce platforms, on the other hand, have seen a rise in the number of online scams, ATM card skimming, and identity theft incidents. In addition, incidents of malware targeting critical mobile and internet banking infrastructure are on the rise. Another factor cited as the main cause of these cases is the low level of security awareness by companies and their employees, where technical training of employees is insufficient.
I think that hacking is a very violent thing to do, and I've never been hacked before, but I have friends who have been hacked for their accounts, and it is normally so depressing because it's privacy of information which someone has tampered with, and it affects their social life. It affects how you move around, what you tell people. You feel like someone has it's like they have their life on their hands, and that is very bad. So it really affects someone if you're hacked, and it's not a good thing.
That was all we had on this segment of the show. We head over back to our host Leon. Reporting for Kenya on the Move, I am Ian Odhiambo.
Tangu nipatie kweli hii Viper Business 3, yani yenye nilipanga tu 10,000 kwa mwezi mmoja, vitu zimeendanga tu yani nywe. Communication is my clients, ni efficiency papa. Na Viper gives you the fastest superior quality internet connection. Handi papa, tumbukizake tukuku hiyo kwa kutanyakako si.
Fiber is now available in Kakamega. Mr. Molembe here uses Fiber Business 3 in his Ingo supplying business. Get Fiber Business today with a connection that suits your business needs with speeds of up to 100 megabits per second. Powered by Jamii Telcom.
We'll feature some of the IT experts in Kenya, and here we have.
When you look at companies, you can see that the hackers and let me talk about mobile money. When you look at mobile money, of the aspects that they're interconnected together to come and create a hoax. There are so many loopholes, see, and by chance, if you're not careful, you can say that cybercrime is evolving into another level.
So welcome back to the show. This is Kenya on the Move, and we're joined by Avin, an IT expert. So just let him introduce himself.
My name is Avin. I'm an IT expert with the specialty in cybersecurity.
There's this new thing that called ransomware that has affected countries globally. So can you tell us more about this ransomware that is affecting many lives?
First of all, the ransomware that has affected most of the countries in the globe at the moment is called WannaCry. It's a cryptography kind of ransomware. So what it does, it traps your details and demands for ransom. That's why it's called a ransomware. So exactly how the process works, it works in such a way that there has to be 3 people for ransomware or for a hack to happen. There has to be 3 people involved. There's the offender, then there's the receiver, and then there's the gateway, supposedly called the internet. So what it does is that when the offender sends the code, the malicious code, to the receiver, it has to go through the gateway. So when the gateway allows it, accesses it goes to the receiver, and then when it reaches the receiver, it reaches in form of an email, where there are so many forms in which the email can reach the receiver, but one of the most commonly used is by maybe they clone a reputable email. They clone a reputable site, in that they just clone a reputable site. Then they send the site has a link, you see, so it prompts you to enter your login credentials. When you enter your login credentials, the hackers on the other side are able to pick up your information. So when they pick up your information, that's how they are able to gain access to some of your details, and that's how they get hold of your details and demand and encrypt your files. So when you want to decrypt them, they ask you to pay a ransom, a certain amount of money, depending on how they want it, and then that's how it comes about. Yes.
So okay, one of the ways that they ask for those ransoms, they ask you to pay using bitcoins. It's not the first time that Bitcoin has been associated with crime. Drug dealers use bitcoins to conduct their transactions. So can you tell us more about these bitcoins?
Okay, so the Bitcoin is a currency. It's an online currency that many people use it, maybe for good purposes or even for bad purposes. But mainly, all I can say about the Bitcoin is that maybe for some people they can say it's the future of currency, but then for some others they can say it's not really the future of currency, because it's dependent on variables, like the current currency that we have, the shillings, the shillings that we have, they are dependent on variables like economic standards and the economic livelihoods of people, the standards of living, and so many other factors. But then the Bitcoin is not influenced by any of these factors. It's just on its own. It's like a network it's like a chain of money is flowing from place to place. But all you have to do is just to access it. So back to your question, why is it that they use Bitcoin so much? It's because it's untraceable. For the first thing, it's untraceable, it's easily reliable, and the chain of access, it's fairly good. So that's, I think, why they prefer Bitcoins to real cash.
Do you think that the government is doing enough to curb this cybercrime?
The government is trying. I cannot say that they're not doing enough. It's trying, because currently there are so many forums in terms of forums and trainings, and that addresses cybersecurity issues. Basically, there's so much training going around of late, so the government is trying the best it can.
So, lastly, what would you tell users to avoid doing well there online, or what measures they should take to make sure they're not vulnerable to attacks by hackers?
First of all, when browsing, assuming like right now you're on the internet, you have to consider that you have to check first of all that your URL. It has to be HTTPS. For the S at the end of the HTTP stands for secure. So your website URL has to be secure. That's the first thing. Then the second thing, you have to have a proper antivirus system installed, such as McAfee, Kaspersky, or any other antivirus system that is trustable. Thirdly, you have to stop clicking at the malicious links or ads that might be popping up on your screen, because frequently the hackers play with people's mentality. They just attract you with a few things like how to earn money online, such kind of things. So supposedly if you're ignorant enough, you click how to earn money online and then it redirects you to another site that might be malicious. In that way you might be exposing your personal details and also the details of your institution to attack.
Welcome to the entertainment segment, where we'll talk about the entertainment industry in Kenya that is often looked down upon by many Kenyans who view it as a hobby but not as a profession. In this episode, we feature Big Beats Afrique that is helping to nurture young Kenyan artists into the entertainment industry. Our entertainment reporter, Simon Maithia, traveled to Umoja Estate to talk to Riddick, the manager of Big Beats Studio.
In this entertainment episode, we'll focus on hip-hop in Kenya and to see how the music genre is taking shape in Kenya and what can be done to make it even more vibrant. The beginnings of Kenyan hip-hop were like a breed of colonialism. It transplanted from the West until to Africa. However, Kenya has not only embraced the culture, it has also inappropriated the genre, creating its own distinct version. Kenyan hip-hop is now generally written, performed, not only in English but also in Swahili and Sheng, a slang combo of the two. Before we go further into this, let's give you a brief history of the hip-hop culture in Kenya.
Kenya hip-hop culture began as early as 1990. One of the pioneers is Rocky Oyaro, then a teenage singer-producer who made the initial impact on the Kenyan music scene with a hip-hop and R&B single, Renaissance, that would later create a renaissance on the alien Kenyan music scene. Later on, Jimmy Gatu released the hit song, Look, Think, Stay Alive, released in 1991 to address road safety. Other popular pioneering acts were Kalamashaka with their national hit, Tafsiri Hii. Gidigidi Maji Maji emerged in 1999 with their hit song, Think Badi Malo. They went on to release their popular and politically charged hit, Unbogable, in 2002, meaning unbeatable. In the new millennium, many new groups and solo artists have emerged, and the music scene is diversified. Among the most famous is the late Issa, who passed on prematurely in a road accident, just as he had won over the hearts of musical lovers by the hits like Hauni Tishi, Mosmos, Leo Ni Leo, among others. May his soul rest in peace.
My thoughts on rap music is, first of all, I think it's an interesting category of music, and rap music has evolved over the years with more upcoming artists delving into this kind of music. I think it's an interesting one because some of this rap music actually talk about what is currently happening in the society, issues that affect human beings and the society. So I think it's an interesting platform, but it should also be used well, not using it to defame or using weird connotations. Yeah.
I think rapping in Kenya is developing, yeah, and the challenge now these days with our Kenyan rappers is maybe the skill to develop their lines and maybe their way of expression, how they would express it so that everyone can interact with what they are saying and what they are rapping.
For mostly them to listen to other rap music, and other rap music are played from other countries, are played in Kenya at most times. so I feel it's not appreciated.
The Westland side of Nairobi has for long been considered to be the home of many of Nairobi's greatest hip-hop rappers. And in this episode, we'll go to Umoja Estate, where we'll meet up with Riddick, the man in charge of the Big Beat Studio Africa. Riddick is also the producer of the two hip-hop artists we're going to interview later in the day, the Wakadinali fraternity. I am Simon Maedhia reporting for Kenya on the Move.
Acha niongee na point of view ya Wakadinali. Shida zenye si upata tu track market track zetu ni first of all Kenya tuna try kusell. Sisi hu try kusell life zetu kwenye life yetu inakwanga Wakadinali. Si mimi unasikia hata nikisema rhyme hiyo ni kweli. Si ati nakwambia nikubambe. That's true. Unacheki. Can make sure nilikuwa nimeshika mzinga wenyewe class nilishika mzinga.
Base yake. If people they are on YouTube, put your music on YouTube. If people they are using SoundCloud, put your music on SoundCloud. Usiende sijui other nini like Tidal, like sijui nini. And people they are not there. You won't get more views. Hivyo tu ndo mimi naiona. Internet, use the internet which is used at home. Don't use internet ya majuu. Atuneka sijui music on iTunes. People they are not there. Mtu akibanda huko.
Here at Big Beats, we don't usually scout for artists. What we do is we let artists come to us. They come, they work on their own projects. That is wanajifanya wenyewe. Ikifika a point where we see their talent, their work, and their zeal is iko mali nafai kuwe. Hapo ndo tunakam in, tunampick na tuna make sure tunambreed, tunamshow the right way. Because pretty much we make sure the artist knows what to target and how to target it.
So in short, what you look for is the zeal yani.
Zeal ya msanii, yani your zeal work yako nitabonga.
Yeah, so you just can't accept anyone.
Yeah, we don't just accept anyone.
You have to prove themselves to you.
Before producer mwenyewe ni mchuzi sana. We have a very choosy producer. Before he sits down and does a track purposely for you when he says, okay, this is for Wakadinali and this is for Calligraph. Before we do that, we do those choices. We make sure that everything is on key, because there's a track that you can give Calligraph and Calligraph doesn't like it. And we've been with Calligraph for a few years, we know him. We've been with Wakadinali for a few years, we know them. We know their style, we know how they attack. So pretty much, yeah, your work and your zeal really determines on how we're going to work together, because we have to have that chemistry. Without that chemistry, there's no work. You know, we've been here for a while. We've been here for about 9-10 years right now, and we've already created those links that we need. So you'll find most DJs come to us actually. They come to the studio, they come kick it with us for the day. If they like the music, they take it to the station. We also have most producers for radio stations. They'll come here, they'll pick the songs that are right for the radio station. Because there's a radio station that won't play hardcore hip hop, and there's a radio station that will play. So if somebody comes from a certain radio station and they like the music, we let it go. So pretty much, when it comes to marketing the artist, we had hardships on the first trial, and we did that and we cleared all the problems. And I said tunajua exactly what you need to do. So tuna cut off the problems, tuna go straight to the solution.
In the morning when I'm getting my flow on, hand in the game, say my prayers and go on. War hold me back, but my back is too strong. Before long, I'll be taking strides like Armstrong. No gimmick to stay calm. I've been waiting for this moment for too long. I walk through the valley of the shadow with no harm. When I reach my peak, I'll be like game on. Sleep can't hold me back.